Hi everyone, I thought I would just do, excuse me, the very last item we have to do on this lovely patisserie page. So you may have seen we did this window, we did a couple of the flowers, we did this pot here, and now we have this little blackboard to do as our final item on the page. Oops. Sorry, I just put my book down on top of my pencil sharpener. This wasn't good. So we're going to have a go at this. I'm going to do it as a blackboard, and I'm just going to show you how I would do it, and you can see whether you like that idea really. So I'm going to start with the frame, and for me that will be wood. I think these lines also sort of indicate that it could be wood as well. I'm going to start with the Dyck Brown. I'm using the Castle Arts 72 set, which I was gifted, very kindly gifted by someone, Debbie I think it was from, so thank you, and they are lovely, I have to say. I'm really enjoying the Castle Arts. I was always a little bit dubious about budget sets of pencils. Although I wanted to try them out, I was always sure, oh, they won't be as good as the expensive ones. But actually, if you consider value for money, they're very good. And actually, the colours are more vibrant than my polychromos, which means they're less work with regards to layers. But you can, and the colours are so pretty. And actually, the effect that I get is so pleasing. I'm so happy with them, and I do choose them over my polychromos if I want an easier colour and I don't want to have to do so many layers. And as long as I'm careful in what I'm doing, I feel like the effect can be as good. So I'm very pleased with them, I have to say. I haven't really come across any major problems with them, no breakage problems. A few have when I've sharpened them. Sometimes that's my fault, the sharpener is full, the blade's a bit blunt. Occasionally there was, I don't think it was this set, I did have one that wanted to break a lot, but that does happen in most sets of pencils, even the most expensive. So it wasn't something that I got overly upset about, plus the fact that although this was a gift, I do know that these aren't the most expensive sets you can buy. It's, you know, if I got a Caran d'Ache Luminance pencil and it kept breaking, I'd be crying, I think. But, you know, these, I think they're brilliant value for money. I think if you haven't got lots of money to spend on pencils, but you want something vibrant and pretty, you know, I would say go for it. I know some people prefer the Arteza. I have the Arteza Premium set, the triangular ones that come in the tub, and yes, they are good too. I'm not so used to using them. They're very different to these. I like these because they're sort of soft and creamy. Not creamy, soft and pastely, powdery, chalky almost, which I prefer to the Arteza, which are more creamy and smushy. Not as much as Prismas, but they are a little. This is the burnt umber, and I'm going to use this to create a wood effect. I did talk too much and not tell you what I was doing, but I put some darker colour in the areas where Rita had marked to be dark. I'm just going back with my Dyck Brown over some of the areas that I didn't do to complete that. I think maybe here as well, where these pieces cross. Might be a little darker, like that. Under the bird, no, we'll leave that. So I'm going to use the burnt umber to do some lines on the wood to indicate wood grain a little bit. I think you have to be careful with the length of line that you do, because think about the size of the piece of wood that this would be and do appropriately lengthed lines. Don't line them all up or else it looks too consistent. Vary the length of them a little bit as well, and how hard you press if you can, to make them all look a little bit different to each other and a bit more natural. I mean, obviously this is a colouring with pencil, it's not going to be photorealistic. Although I have seen photorealistic pictures done with pencil, don't get me wrong, but that isn't what we're going to go for here with this cute cartoon slightly drawn picture, which is just gorgeous, but it still now I think makes us think that's supposed to be wood. It doesn't make us think that is wood, but it's near enough for me. Now this you could do in a number of ways. You could do it as if it was a board with a picture on that's coloured in, and so you do all these things in different colours and maybe have a white background. I'm going to not do it like that. I'm going to do it like a blackboard. So I'm going to use my black. So I haven't shown you, it's just the Ivory Black, to colour over it. Now when you do this you need to be careful, because I want to see the writing through it, because I'm going to go over that with a white pen to make it look like chalk. So I need to see the black print underneath. So I don't want to press mega hard, or else I won't see it. Unless you're brilliant at drawing, you can make something up, or you've got another copy of the book that you could copy or whatever. You know, you want to be able to see it. But I do want it as dark as I can get it without it being impossible to see. So I'm just gently layering it up until I think that it looks right. So I'm going to do it a little bit darker than this. Now what I have seen people do is do the white and then go back with the black afterwards to fill in those gaps and make it darker. But I don't think I'm up for doing that, but we'll see. I'm just doing the black, and that is that. I'm not going any blacker. I'm going to grab my white. I'm going to use this Sakura Jelly Roll 08. I think that'll be the right size. And I'm going to start just drawing over the top of the marks that are there. Now this can be quite scary because, you know, I'm not an artist, can't draw, but I was just like tracing, so I'm not trying to get myself too worried about it, just hoping that it shows up well enough that we'll be able to see what it's supposed to be. There might need a few layers or a bit more black. We'll see how it goes. Now that, I don't know what that says. I love the fact that it's in euros. Never really mastered how to write the euro sign. I think that's it, like an E. Because we didn't ever have them in the UK, even when we were in the EU. I think that's a €5. I think we had problems with the value of our currency or something. We couldn't do it. I can't remember. It's when I was at school a long time ago. I remember we tried to join. That was the International Monetary Fund. I don't know. So don't try and make it look exact, but just vaguely copy the what's there as much as you can. Like that. Now the darker you do your black, the more your white is going to show up. Mine looks quite faint because I haven't done my black that dark. What I am going to do with my black is do it darker around the edges now, because if you think the wooden bit frame would probably be sticking out further, so there'd be a shadow being cast around the edge of the blackboard, which is what I wanted to do. And last of all, we have our bird, our cute little sleepy bird. And what colour are we going to do our bird? Now choosing colours like this, oops, wrong way, I'm just going to zoom out, is so tricky. If we have a look at the picture and the colours that we've used so far, let me pop it into shot better. So we've got the pinks and purples, we've got a few blues, we've got a few more blues, we've got our cat is in brown, as is the edge of our blackboard, and we've got some bread in a sort of browny colour, and we've got the bird. Now we could go for pink, he's against a pink background, it's quite pale. We could go for brown, but he's on a brown board. We could go for grey, but we've got the silvery lamp above, which is supposed to be grey. We could do purple, which I'm considering, which our plant pot is purple though, so it might just balance it. Or we could just go for browns or greys or a bird colour, or I don't want to pick out, like, I don't want to go for like orange or yellow or a completely new colour. I don't want to introduce a new colour into this. I don't want to do green. We're sticking with green for like foliage. So I think it's either purple or blue to balance this pot here. And we've got purple in the lamp, so I'm thinking blue. Blue is my choice. So we are going to zoom back in. So that's just to give you an idea of how I come up with the idea. It's quite a tricky process. There's no science to it. It's just like what looks right. And then when I do it, because I can't visualize things, I think I was saying this in a previous video, I can't visualize things in my head. I've got no idea what he's going to look like when he's done. I can't imagine if that's blue, how it will balance the page at all. So we're just going to go for it and hope it works. So I'm going to take a lighter blue first and do a coat, sounds like I'm painting a wall, and do a layer of that, and then I'm going to go in with the darker blue to do some detailing. I'm not going to go really light, I'm going to choose this Indigo Light colour, but I am going to do a gentle layer. So although it's quite a darkish colour, it shouldn't stand out too much. It's quite a grey colour, isn't it? Which is interesting. It's quite a different shade of blue to what we've used before. But indigo is, of course, quite blackish in its colour. I find that quite interesting. Okay. Now we could use this colour to do all the detailing. I might do that. So this wing, I'm going to do a little bit more at the bottom and fade it towards the top as if the light is catching the top of the wing. Do the same with this wing. So it's quite dark at the bottom and lighter as we go up. We'll have a little bit of dark bottom of the face or head, like that, and some darker colour on the tail. Fading upwards like that, and then underneath the tummy, just a hint of darker colour. Now I am going to grab my lighter colour. I think I'm going to go for this one. This is the Cerulean Blue Light, again a colour we haven't yet used in this picture. And what I'm going to do is go over those lighter areas with this, just to brighten a little bit, because this is, as I say, this is quite dark, and just to sort of blend in a little. And I'm going to put some shadow in under that wing, but with this lighter colour, like that. Just blend it in as we go. I think I am going to leave him like that. He is. I haven't done his beak. His beak is actually in black. I'm quite happy to leave it like that. So there's our finished bird and board, as it were, and Blackboard. I am now going to zoom out so you can see the whole thing. I've got a piece of paper behind the page. It's a little bit messy. You can see all my pens and pencils by the side. Oops. There we are. So there is the finished picture. See, my light is a bit bright. Hold on. I'm just trying to turn it down for you. It doesn't want to do it. Come on, light. There we go. There's a different perspective with a more yellow light on it. So that's a slightly different view for you. But there we go. That's the end of that page. I'm quite sad to have finished it. I've really enjoyed it. So I hope you have enjoyed the videos as well, and maybe you've coloured along. But I still haven't done that leaf. Look at that. I'm going to do it in the Cerulean Blue Light, I've decided. There we go. It is now finished. So I'm just going to put my lamp back to the other colour. There we go, because I think that's a better probably a better one to end on. But that's me, and I hope you enjoyed that one. I had such fun doing this page. It was so delightful, and thank you so much for watching, and happy colouring.